So was this the area back in the day where it all used to kind of happen? All this area was
No,
different?
it was rare down here. The only place it happened down here was Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas Park that we just passed.
What did the police think about it? Did they encourage it or discourage it?
Well, they tolerated it.
Really?
I wouldn't. They definitely didn't encourage it, but I wouldn't say that they discouraged it either, considering that, you know, we were stealing electricity from the city.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't stop us. You know, as long as nobody was killing nobody.
They let you have the electricity.
Yeah, and we used to go to like 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes. Yeah.
And what did the neighbours say? Did they? Well,
The neighbors were out there jamming. The neighbors were out there dancing with us. Mm-hmm. We still do block parties, but the block parties are usually open by 9, maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
They have one block over where I live, around the corner, and for some reason, they still have the most of all the blocks. They still have the most people left over from back in those days, and the block parties are really nostalgic. Mm-hmm. I mean, most of the records we play are from the 70s when we do that block. Mm-hmm. And that block will go to like 11 o'clock.
And that's it?
That block party, yeah. We'll go to like 11 o'clock at night before we shut it down. They party on that block. That's the only block that I know that's that close to how it used to be. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn wasn't big on the breaking. Brooklyn was about the freak. Brooklyn was about getting there was the dance, you know, and getting girls. That's what it was about.
Yeah,
the crowd wanted to dance. Mm-hmm. You know, every now and then you know we put on something for the breakers and for the floor rockers. Yeah. You know, and everybody make circle and watch them, but half hour of that, so okay, back to dancing. That's it. Yeah. You know. In Brooklyn, the crowds were bigger, they were more dangerous.
Oh yeah.
So you had to make sure that they were happy. a lot of cats who weren't keeping the crowd happy ended up getting their jam shot up.
So you had to be on your toes then. You had to make sure you was.
That's right.
I don't think I could handle that. Put the wrong record on and you.
That's right. Well, one record you can get away with, but if all you playing is crap, you know, all them people out there listening to crap, they get disgruntled. You don't want a big, huge crowd of people getting disgruntled.
Anyway, here we are, the Electro Avenue crew, live and direct from Chicken Central. That's right. We're in Coney Island with Cozmo D. Anyway, enough of my crap interviewing voice. What's the beer like, Coz?
Beer's good. I don't know about the chicken with the stuffing in it.
Now we want to know, is there stuffing in chicken that's... We're trying to work out anyway. So, what's the Coney Island story, Coz?
Well, back in the 80s, when I was still putting together demos, we were still Positive Messenger, me, Yvette, Chili B, and Neek. I used to work on this beach. This is Coney Island. That's Coney Island Beach. Back then, the sand didn't come up all the way up to the boardwalk. It was about 10 feet below the boardwalk. And in the summertime, because it was a seasonal job working for the Parks Department, I used to come out here and we used to start all the way down there. All the way down there is Seagate. And we did start cleaning the beach from there and walk all the way down there. You can't even see the end of it. That's Brighton. So it's a 5-mile stretch. And we had to clean the whole beach every morning. Get out here, start at 6 o'clock in the morning. We usually be done about 11 o'clock. Now, we got paid for an 8-hour day. So the next 3 hours we spend shooting dice, drinking beer, what have you. Anyway, the morning my son was born, my eldest son, was also, it was at that time in July in 1983, and Wiki Wiki started to get on the radio. You know, I heard it once or twice on the radio. It was starting to happen. You know, and here his dreams coming true. And my first child was born July 9th, 1983. And it was a difficult delivery. That had some problems and all that, so it was a rough 11-hour labor. But that was done. Went home, Chili B took me home from the hospital after all that. Got in there, and we had Ataris back then.
Oh yeah, the old Atari.
Yeah, they had a game called Megalomania. That was the big game back then. The shoot 'em up game. You shoot the things coming at you, all kinds of speed. I got on that sucker, had me a bottle of brandy. I played Megalomania all night long. Shot that thing and turned the game over. Said, okay, now I can go to work. Chili B got in the van and took me down there to work. I was here too early, but I didn't want to. I was too wired to go to sleep. I'm drunk, but I'm wired. I'm hyped. I just had my first child. So, get down there and I start on the beach before my crew comes. Because I got hours to go. I said, hell, I'll start myself. I'll clean the beach myself. What the hell? I mean, I got nothing else to do. I'm wired. Cleaning the beach. By the time, now remember, that's all the way down there at Seagate we started. By the time you see where that pier is, that goes out there, and I reached there, it was the brandy and the night and everything started to catch up with me. And I climbed up in a lifeguard chair. We got any lifeguard chairs nearby? No lifeguard chairs nearby here, but lifeguard chair sits up pretty high, so you gotta climb up into the lifeguard chair. I climbed up in the lifeguard chair and I went to sleep.
What time did you wake up?
I woke up about an hour or so later, I gather. I was woke up by my crew. They had just, because they came out to clean the beach, and remember I had started before them, and they had just reached me. They woke me up, and they had a box with them, and Wiki Wiki was on the radio.
Wow.
So, and mind you, this is like the third time I'd heard it on the radio. And it is just had my child, turned over Megalomania, drinking all night, sleeping on the and I wake up to my shit on the radio. I quit that job the next week. Next week I quit.
It's gonna be the perfect day, isn't it?
That was the perfect day. And since my son turned 18, the one that was born that day, me, him, some of my friends and some of his friends come on his birthday every year to that pier right there. And we go all the way out in the pier and we drink all night until the sun comes out. Just hang out. They do a little more than drinking. But us old geezers, we drink. They drink and they do that, and we're all night to daylight. Every single year. And it hasn't rained 1 year.
Really?
Not 1 year since he was 18. He's 24 and he's turning 25 this year. And every year we've had perfect weather.
That's a great story.
That's my Coney Island story.
That's a good Coney Island story,
Thank
isn't
you.
it?